Buff Nation Squad. Welcome into a special edition of the DNVR Buffs podcast. Scotty, what do you think? We've had some good times over the last year or so, yeah?
I would say one or two.
Well, we're going to go back into the memory bank here, kind of pull some of our favorites, some of the segments from shows that we thought were at least our favorites, and we hope for the same for you as well. So enjoy the next hour of classic DNVR Buffs.
Crazy.
It is. Whenever you're ready, Alyssa. Here is Juju. Juju Lewis joining the show here at CU, or Big 12 Media Days representing CU. First off, how does that feel, representing the program as a true freshman?
Honestly, I mean, it would kind of surprise me a little bit, but, I mean, it was an honor. I mean, they told me I was definitely extremely excited.
Bro, I would have worn my sunglasses so I knew you were bringing this out.
Not bad, guys.
What's going on here?
Just some chill. We can hide it under the table.
Don't hide it. Let the camera see what you got.
Let's Hey, Drew, I'm curious, bro. When you were going through your recruitment, obviously, I know you and your pops have a really close relationship. Did Coach Prime during the recruiting process at all really remind you of your pops, or like just the relationship even that he had with Shador at all? How did you kind of formulate that in your mind?
I mean, he kind of – I could see it a little bit, but, I mean, Shador and me talked about it. Like, we had a completely different path, so It's kind of – we can't really compare how our dads treated each other. My dad's not coaching me anymore, of course.
Yeah.
Didn't coach me in high school or anything like that. But, no, definitely him and my dad had a good connection, and when they sat down and talked, my dad – I think he kind of flipped my dad's mind probably day one, honestly.
Yeah.
If I had to say coming back after that conversation, but, no, definitely.
How you think he did that in terms of flipping your pop's mind?
Honestly, probably just honesty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Coach Prime always keeps it 100 with everybody, and I think my dad definitely respected that, and I mean, shoot, he fell in love with it, so did I. So
that's dope.
We're here.
Yeah.
One of the things that kind of Coach Prime talks about when he talks about recruiting is like he doesn't promise anyone anything, and I feel like that goes along with the fact that you commit to Colorado and now you're in a quarterback competition. Like, does that kind of line up with what you expected when you talked to him about coming here and having to earn what you get?
No, definitely. I mean, I expected them to bring somebody else in. I mean, we lost a couple guys. I didn't expect them to bring in a guy like Caden Salter to come compete with me. But, no, it's definitely a blessing coming in with this opportunity. I mean, you can't beat this.
You are obviously, projected to be a big piece of this team as a true freshman, but there's a lot of y'all too, and on the defense as well. London, Alex, those type of guys, even TJ. Just what can you say about you guys as a freshman class? Like, how have you kind of assimilated in, and what impact do you think you guys can make this season?
Shoot, I mean, offensively, the freshmen we got, we got Quentin Gibson, Q for 6, National Player of the Year right there. And then
why does everyone smile when they say his name?
I love Q. But, we got Q, we got Chauncey Gooden, Carday Smith. We got a couple tight ends. I mean, offensively, we're definitely going to be on some rotation type stuff, but I mean that's understood for freshmen. But I think we got a couple guys that can make an impact. And of course, defensively, we got Antonio Branch Jr., 6'3" safety. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat those.
A hitter too,
a real one. And then two IMG boys, of course, in the front. I don't like talking about defensive line too much, but
fair enough.
That's what's up. Hey, when spending time around Coach Prime and Coach Shermer, what do you think they ultimately want, and whoever is under center for them? What do they want, week in, game out, game in, game out from their guy under center at quarterback?
I think they made it notice that they want somebody who's going to take control of the team, right? They want that leader, that guy that can fill Shador's shoes and stuff like that. And right now, they got two guys trying to do it, so it's like eventually, of course, they're going to have to separate, and I understand that. But I think they just want a leader, somebody who's going to push us to win as many games as possible.
Right. Was there a challenge into coming in right out of high school and trying to kind of assume that leadership role as young as you are, especially in the spring? I
think to an extent, but that's kind of part of the job, right? Is like that quarterback, you have to come in, lead, have to come in. Nobody wants to sit the bench ultimately. I say that every time I get in an interview. It's like, I have no choice, so it's like I'm not going to complain or say anything about it. Like, I got to do what I got to do.
To follow up on that, do you feel a little bit more comfortable maybe in that role now, like going into fall camp?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I came in, my finger was broken. I couldn't practice, so I was really just standing around like this 5-star kid coming to watch our practice. Like, it felt like I was still a recruit, but no, definitely in the team now.
What's the biggest thing you think you've learned about yourself, or just maybe college football these last 7-8 months, however long you've been in Boulder?
What have I learned about myself? Honestly, that I don't need other people. Like, I think in high school, I kind of surrounded myself with an interesting group of people. You know, high school, you try to enjoy it, have fun, party, and crazy stuff like that. But, I mean, I've realized that you can find happiness through trust and friends and stuff like that. Like, just having my dogs over at night is enough for me now, so that's good.
Who's coming over?
Shoot, Chauncey Q for 6. Chauncey Q for 6.
Big smile again.
Every time, dude.
Chauncey Q for 6. You know, really the whole freshman class, Cardea be there. I mean, we kind of all group up at my house every night, but
That's dope.
it's awesome.
Hey, speaking of that, we've talked to a handful of recruits, like 2026 recruits this offseason, and they've mentioned, like, when they're in Boulder on visit sometime, like, they're at your crib, like, and you're hosting them all now. Why do you do that? Why do you feel like that's important?
Of course, I mean, you know, we only bring big dogs in for recruitment stuff. And I
Right.
mean, of course, the O-linemen and the guys like that, y'all boys come over. Like, let's hang out, chit-chat a little bit, you know, just so they can get the experience what it's like actually moving in. I think at times recruits, they hang out with the older guys that have been there for a while, and, like, they don't really – I mean, they can't really explain the situation, so, I mean, come hang out with the freshmen that just got here. We'll show you what it's like.
That's
I
what's
mean,
up.
to kind of go with that, too, like, this is your recruiting class right now, like, originally, right, since you reclassified.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know a lot of these guys. You've seen the names, the stars coming in. Just what would be your message to those guys who are being targeted by Colorado and want to come to Colorado?
Shoot, I tell guys everywhere. I mean, if you want a pro style coaching staff, I mean this is the place to come. I mean, I don't think we have more Hall of Famers than I've ever seen in person in my life. I mean, more former NFL coaches, former NFL players. I mean, so y'all want to come be coached by the best and shoot, try to compete for a Big 12 championship. Y'all come on.
What do you think of Boulder so far?
No, I love it. I mean, it's so calm, and I mean, you feel the eyeballs, right? But people don't come bother you and do crazy stuff. You definitely a good place to come in and relax.
Are you ever taken aback sometimes when you're out there on the field just by the sheer size of the guys in front of you, offensive line, like C and Zai, they, 6'7", 6'5", 300-plus pounds. What are your thoughts of, behind that, being protected by that offensive line?
Oh, no, you definitely feel very perfect back there, honestly. Like, if I had to say something, I mean, it's definitely a lot different than high school. I mean, the D-line's a lot bigger, too, but, I mean, trusting, like you said, Zai, JC, I mean, we got so many portal guys, too.
Right.
Like, it's no telling. I think our front 10 could come in and play in the Big 12 anywhere.
Yeah. Kind of going alongside with that, the running game, been a big topic. Marshall Faulk comes in and you're lining up next to them in the backfield. What have you seen from, Dallin, Micah, DeKalen, and Marshall in that group at this point?
I think the running backs kind of treat their situation like me and K-Salt. Like, I think they all understand, like, the best man's going to play. Like, they're not complaining about reps. They're not complaining about things like, we brought in my guy from Coastal Carolina. I mean, and they kind of welcomed him in super fast. I mean, now he's back with us. PLP, he's ready to play.
What was your reaction, going just a little bit back to your recruitment, when you show up in Boulder and there's signs and there's people chanting your name and there's a burger named after you at a restaurant? Like, what did that feel like?
Honestly, it was overwhelming. I mean, initially, right, like, it's like, wow, they just made a burger, like the Precision Pass burger. That's nice. I didn't even eat the burger on accident, but but no, I mean, it was a blessing. It was definitely exciting. I mean, it's hard not to be overwhelmed with joy when people show you that type of affection and just show that they want you that bad. I mean, it was nice.
I think you're going to have a biased answer here maybe, but who got the best high school football?
Texas.
Ooh,
wow!
I got
okay.
I think Texas, LA, and Florida. But
I love the objectivity.
I think last year was kind of hard to, like, that Texas football. Like, I loved watching Quentin and
for
and
sure.
all those last games. Like, I mean, I don't think there's more exciting ball anywhere.
That's what's up.
I got to peel this back on Quinn. Everyone's talking about
Q
Quinn.
for 6.
What is it about him? What makes him special?
I mean, the kid's so joyous, right? I mean, he's brings a smile to our face every time we talk about him. I mean, he gets on the field, he's still laughing and giggling, but he's the best player in the country. Like, I mean, that's just his vibe. I mean, I could chill with Q all day if I needed to.
About 50 days out from Georgia Tech, what's the feeling going into your first college game?
The feelings. Honestly, I mean, of course, it's some jitters, but, I mean, ultimately excitement. I mean, we don't know who's going to be playing or not, but regardless, I'm excited to go out there with the guys and just, do what we've been working for all offseason. I mean, the winter workouts weren't sweet. The summer workouts aren't sweet. So, I mean, we put in a lot of work to get to where we got to get to, so excited.
Love it. Thanks,
stuff.
Julian.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Appreciate you, Juju.
Of course.
Breckenridge Brewery, the official craft beer of DNVR. Y'all already know what it is, man. We love Breckenridge Brewery here at DNVR. We're going to have the DNVR Bar hopping here over the next few months. You know, you got Avs, Nuggets. Their season is starting to, you know, hit that midseason stride. You got to dig deep. What better way to dig deep than crush a few Breck brews here at DNVR and enjoy the games with us? We got a Broncos playoffs push coming up as well. Last tailgate of the year, I think, is on, it's right after the new year, that first weekend. So come hang out with us at the tailgates or at the DNVR bar and try some of our favorites, the Avalanche Amber Ale, the Mile High City, the Broncos Country Pale Ale, the Fun Slinger, that's Scotty's favorite, and of course my favorite, the Mountain Beach Sour. It's always Mountain Beach sour season as far as I'm concerned. It is, we got 60-degree weather. It's always Mountain Beach sour season. Check out the beer locator at www.breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. Thank y'all for coming down, man. Have to have you guys.
Appreciate you for having us, man. Appreciate it for having us, man.
For sure.
It's great to have you guys down, man. And I think the first comment and the first thought on everyone's mind is, why did all three of you guys want to do this together?
Shoot, man. These my brothers, man. We go through everything with each other. We knew each other before this, so, like, we already knew how locked in we was. Me and C5, we met at the All-American game in San Antonio. And then on my official visit, I met Taufik. So, basically, I just put them all together. One day I met up with C5 when we first got here. I was like, oh, let me let you meet my boy Feet. So, we all met up and we all just clicked. Now we one group.
Yeah, like Zach was saying, me, C5, and Zach always be together. I mean, when I first got up here, I don't usually be around a lot of folks. I like to have, I don't like to be out a lot, so I'll be put up, but I'll tell them to come chill with me, play the game or whatever, and they'll come, we'll just chill.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was too. Like when I usually go places, I usually stay to myself. But I already knew Zach from All American game. You know, we would chill with each other. Then he introduced me to Taufik, and we just kind of clicked. And now we just got a relationship, like a real good friend relationship. Like we understand each other. We kind of know how each other move, and we stay on each other hard. We push each other to go harder. It's a great thing.
There's a couple things I love about it. One, I feel like a lot of times teams can get clicked off based on their position groups.
Yeah.
We got a wide receiver, an offensive line, a defensive line, all together. Awesome, man. And then on top of that, I just think it's great. All three of you guys, new to Boulder, new to the team, and kind of found, a support system in each other to have in Boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They always got my back. Like, I just say, especially like last night, I'm trying to put in some extra work, and I'm like hitting the guys up. Not everybody always want to put in extra work, especially after a first hard day. But as soon as I call them out, I'm like, "Hey, y'all boys, y'all ready to work out?" They're like, "Hey, let's go again." So we at the facility at like 9:00 last night, just running sprints, like just good support group. You know what I'm saying? And like these are the guys I ride with till the wheels fall off, because I know if I got them, they got me.
Yeah, for sure. Like we push each other, even in practice, out of practice. It's like competitive, but it's friendly competitive. So like we know each other, so we'll play around with each other, get each other mad, but to a point where it makes you want to go harder, or just once you make you want to play better, or just that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people probably look at it weird because we is three different positions. So it's like, how did it even work? But I guess you just are what you hang around, or whatever you are comes to you some way. Like I feel like we all kind of act the same in a certain way, or different ways. We do different stuff, but we like the same thing. It's just different things we do together, and when we do it together, it just make it better. Like I wouldn't like to do nothing by myself. Like if we gonna do it together, like all right, come on, twin, let's go do that.
And especially if it's already two of us, we will drag someone out their bed and come in. There's been times it'll be the two of them. I'm laying up in the bed.
2 out of 3 wins. Jordan wins.
Yeah, everybody will be like, hey, Feek and C5. They'll be like, hey, we finna go somewhere.
We on the way. We on the way.
I'm like, where we going? They're like, we coming to your house. I'll be like, I'm tired, bro. Nah, we at your crib. All right, bet, let's go.
It's like it got to a point like we don't even knock on the door no more. We just walk in the crib.
You just walk in the door. Like I just leave for them. I just when they say, hey, we on the when they be like, hey, we gonna come by later. I just leave the back door open. All I hear is a knock and the door open, and they coming in. So I'm like, yeah, those my guys, man. Yeah.
And you guys have been here less than a week, and you're already showing what I think we love so much about this program is the family, the tightness, the togetherness. Just what was it like for you just coming on that visit, kind of feeling that the first time?
When I came on my visit, I came during the spring game. So like I came a couple days earlier. I came to the practices, and then I came during the spring game. So I got to see how they prepare for the spring game and how they practice. And they practice together. Like if somebody mess up in practice, they'll stay on him, but tell him, like, come on, let's pick it up. We got to keep on going because, like, the coaches, they're NFL coaches, so they're not going to try to get on you too hard. They just want you to fix the thing that you messed up on and keep on going and get better. So I feel like that was a big thing. And when I came on my visit, I just felt the energy and, like, me being welcome here. And so, like, it was like I was feeling like I was loved. So it was like, of course, I want to be somewhere where I feel love. And then I also got love for other people. And so I was, like, looking at the Warren Sapp, that's a guy I always look up to at D-line. So, like, that was a big factor. And I'm a Florida boy, and he is too. So, like, we clicked, like, strong too. So it's like that was a big part of it too.
Yeah, I feel like with me, when I went on my visit, I think I came like right after the season.
Yeah, you were early,
like,
huh?
So I came early. Like when I came, it really was just when I first landed. I never seen anything like that. I ain't never seen mountains before. See where I'm from.
Yeah,
you know,
I
it
haven't
ain't none of
either.
that. You know what I'm saying? It's just grass. So like when I see the mountains, automatically I just like, yeah, this gonna be something new, something different. And I feel like I needed something new. I need to get a new environment and, you know, get like a fresh start. You know, and when I came here, it just like he said, it's just the love, and you just could be yourself. Like you don't have to act like nobody. You don't have to, you know, be different. Like you just could be yourself and do what you are good at. You know, and just that's how you help the team. Like you trying to be like something else or trying to be like somebody else or trying to do things that are out of what you do. That's what you know, mess you up or just mess the team up. And since we've been here, like we already clicked. Like we've been together already. Like the team act like we already been together. Yeah. The chemistry already like 95%. We just need an extra 5%. They're just, you know, the extras. But
just getting to know everybody more and like their personalities.
But if you see us, like we push each other already. Like we already knew each other before we got there because it's just a discipline and a mindset thing. Like when you want to win, it takes everybody to win, not just one person.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's how that goes.
We all got the same goal, which is to get to the national championship. Mm-hmm. And so we all want to put in the work, and we're going to grind until we get there. And so that's just it. We push each other.
That's real. All right, my biggest thing for me was I'm a product of it takes a village. So I always grew up with like a lot of people surrounding me, a great support group, a great culture surrounding me, always trying to build me up, help me become the best person for me. So it was like once I brought a piece of my village, my family, of course, up here, and for them to realize that, it wasn't really more of just like if I like it. My biggest thing was I wanted to make the right decision this time that all my whole entire family agrees with. So once I brought my whole immediate family up here, and I told them how it was, and I told them, hey, this is a school I really want to go to, and they took the visit, and we came up here. They fell in love quicker than I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew how the players was taken care of. Yeah. They knew how the players, you know, how the culture is around here, how the coaches develop and pour into the kids, and how Coach Sanders, how he just, like, pours into his kids. Like, he pulled me aside just telling me, like, you know, good work. Just keep encouraging me, like, things that you don't have to do but that he does. And that might be little to me, but, like, it might be little, but, like, it's a big thing to me. So, like, it was really, like I said, like my family and then me as well. I just loved it here. And then especially knowing we went viral. A lot of my high school teammates came up here too. You know, I tried to do a little bit of recruiting myself. So the fact that I also got all my other high school teammates up here, I got the Hoods and I got RJ Johnson. Yeah. Those my brothers right there. So the fact that I even got them and they're on the same mission with me, we came from the same high school. So we all know we got the same goal in mind. So it was just a green for me.
All the people that transferred, like in this summer, we all talked to a lot, and like we got a group chat, so we'll be like, blah blah, what y'all doing today? Like, do y'all want to do this? Do y'all want to do that? Like, what y'all want to do? We want to put in some work. Like, it don't matter, but like, I mean, this recruiting class, I feel like it's close, and we all here for the same reason, to play and make the team better, and to win. Of course, that's what everybody want to do, win. And that's just the biggest thing for us.
One thing that we talked to a lot of the guys who transferred in about is last season. Like, obviously you guys are all busy with your own personal seasons, but were there any points where you just kind of like saw what was happening at Colorado, saw any of that, and were like, man, I think I could help, or man, I'd love to be a part of what's going on there?
I mean, I feel like I was at Louisville for 2 years, and like my first year at Louisville, we went I think we won like 5 to 6 games, and then next year after that, we went like 10-0 during the regular season, and then we lost the game late, and then we went to the ACC championship. So like, I seen how a program can flip the whole switch and just turn around. And so, like, for Colorado, they were just 4-8. And they probably didn't have the guys last year and, like, the team chemistry. But I feel like this year we could flip the script around just like how we did at Louisville.
Yeah. My biggest thing is, like, I knew at Jackson State, like, Coach Sanders, he also, his first year, it was a little rough. But then his second year, the way they like, bounced back and the way they, they won the league and the division, I could see that happening here this year. And my biggest thing was at Clemson, great school, great program. I love all the coaches. I love everybody there. But they already had their foundation set. Everybody knows.
Shout out to our friends over at Bet365. What better way to spend your holidays, watching the games? Crazy how Christmas has become like a sporting holiday all of a sudden.
They hijacked it.
Yeah, it's crazy. But what better way to spend it than, get in on the action over at Bet365, where they got all kinds of cool stuff. Of course, their early money line payouts on all sports, but they got SGP Sundays right now for the NFL. They got Thursday night touchdown bets as well. But yeah, NBA, NHL heating up. We're getting into that time where baseball previews are starting, and of course, championship weekends here coming up for the NFL and college football. Right now at Bet365, new customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Just sign up, use the code DNVR365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on anything: spread, totals, player props, futures, SGPs, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Game Time.
Game Time.
Jakey, I love watching sports on TV, bro. That is honestly maybe my favorite pastime to do. But the only thing better than watching sports on TV is being in the building for it, bro. Being in the flesh, watching it live. And our friends over at Game Time help you do just that. They take the guesswork out of buying tickets. All you got to do is download the Game Time app, create an account, use code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem that code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. All you got to do is swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download that Game Time app today, because there's so much sports going on right now, where it's the NBA, the NFL, college football.
Buy ahead of time.
NHL, right? You could buy for next season. You know what I'm saying? There
Christmas gifts?
The Christmas gift is the perfect time. There is a home opener for the Colorado Buffaloes down there in Atlanta, Georgia next year that you might want to get in on the action on. So hit up our friends over at Game Time. Shout out to them.
I'm curious. I thought it was very, important what you mentioned. Like, he obviously transferred this offseason, but he's here at Media Day. So clearly he proved to be a leader of the team. Kind of similar to Colorado, right? They have two quarterbacks here. One who transferred this offseason from Liberty, who I'm sure you're familiar with, Kaden Salter, a true freshman already here, both quarterbacks. I think you can kind of say the same thing, that they've quickly kind of shown that they're become a cohesive part of this team. What do you kind of make of the new kind of quarterbacks and this new era of Colorado football with those two guys potentially leading the charge?
It's really impressive to see them both here, and obviously they've competed enough, and it says a lot about the young guy, right? Because Salter is a person that has played a lot of football and has played well. So the fact that you're even in the mix to even be brought here as a question mark of who's going to be the quarterback, maybe they do know who the quarterback is already, but the fact that you pushed it enough that you want to keep it a secret a little bit, I think that's impressive. And he's always been a guy that's been able to play. Coming out of Atlanta, I mean, he's a person from Carrollton that played young, played with really good players young, and led those guys. And then he got older, and the process kind of continued. It's really impressive to see at this level that he's able now. We haven't seen him get tackled yet, which I'm a stickler for guys who haven't been tackled at this level. It's a little different than being tackled by college kids who have like the homework to go do, the algebra 2 and what have you. But the fact that he's been able to show things through the spring and the summer workouts and the winter workouts, because I remember as a young player going into college and Denard Robinson and Tate Forcier being at the University of Michigan, the summer and the winter was terrible for me. Right, the workouts, the waking up, the class, all these different things. So I couldn't even really focus on football as much as I wanted to, because my head was spinning. So the fact that he's been able to focus on football, get everything done, and has been invited here is really impressive.
I guess we'll just start with this. Just how have the first 3 months, I guess 4 months, however long it's been being in Boulder?
I mean, it's been a process. I say that, it's been fun as well. Just seeing everybody, different people, because, it's my first time leaving home, you know, by myself, that is. So it's just different being away from my daughter and stuff like that and my close family members and stuff. But I say it's been welcoming overall. Everybody's family down here.
Do you feel like you have kind of found a family in
Colorado? Most definitely, for sure. They make me feel like I'm at home, to be honest. I can't really – sometimes I don't even want to go back home. Like, that's kind of crazy to say, but I really don't. I'll be fine here. But, yeah, other than my daughter, if I'm not going to see my daughter, I don't have no reason to leave. So, yeah.
This defensive line room is really, like you said, become a family. You got friends here now. Talk about that process from – say middle of January to now middle of April of how you guys look like y'all been knowing each other for years.
Not for sure. I mean, that just come with just communicating with each other and just being in each other's spaces each and every day, on and off the field. To be honest, it's just like just getting to know one another, whether that's step by step or a leap. You feel me? Like just getting to know one another each and every day, whether it's playing the game, working out, getting extra work in, whatever the case may be, just getting to know each different person, you know, because we all have age differences and stuff like that. So everybody, what would you call it? Everybody, you have to learn people differently. So it's been a process. I'll say that.
Good stuff. Man, you talk about people learning. One thing they learned about you early on is how damn strong you are. Yeah. You made a lot of friends after that first week in the weight room.
For sure, man. Yeah, I did make a lot of friends. It feels kind of normal to me, but just realizing like it's not really a lot of people in this world who could do that.
No, it's not that many reps.
Not that many reps. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy.
What motivates you, especially when you're in the weight room, months away from the season, just grinding? Like, what is on your mind?
My daughter, just doing it for her. Most importantly, other than myself, my daughter, my siblings, my brothers, my mom. That's really all the motivation I need, to be honest. With you. So.
I love it.
It's all right.
So Colorado just in the headlines a lot last year, and you, of course, being at Houston. Yeah. Just curious, from your perspective, what was it like just seeing, Colorado, especially during September when they were winning a lot? What was that like, just watching that going on?
It was exciting, especially, to be honest, especially like knowing it's from when they were winning all the way, even to when they started losing, about like those little games and stuff like that. Just knowing what they was missing, it was just eating me alive because I'm like, man, I know I could go over there and help the team out and stuff like that. But I say it was exciting for me to watch, just to be able to watch for a Hall of Fame coach like Deion Sanders, just to come down to the college level and believe in these players. I wanted to be one of those players, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that a lot of guys felt, like that team last year, especially early in the season, was such a cultural phenomenon? Everyone was watching. You heard NBA play, like I think Dwayne Wade said he got off a plane and pulled it up on his phone. He had to see what was going on. I think there was a lot of guys around the country, especially part of like your transfer class, that were like would see those games and be like, man, I can help those guys.
Man, just looking from the outside in, I was one of those guys myself. So it's just like, and I would be the one that people would come to just to like, and people would express to me like, man, I want to go to Colorado, like just to see what it's like. You feel me? And that's part of the reason that made me come here. Like I said, just because it was really just like I had to see what it was like over here, because I knew I had what it takes to be a part of the team and help the team out. So,
You talk about visualizing yourself when leaving Houston as part of this D-line. One of the things that was taking place also during that time was the inefficiency, if you will, of our offensive line.
Yeah.
Now that's been revamped as well, and you get to go against them in practice and doing scrimmages. Talk about those battles, iron and sharpen iron, and how strong this offensive line has become via the new people coming in.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of the old people last year, but just from the people who came in when I came in, it's changed drastically. You feel me? But yeah, we compete every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally every day, and that's from. It's no depth chart yet, but that's from people that's starting right now all the way from second string, third string, fourth string. Everybody compete. There's no Like we got the twos going against the ones going against the twos, vice versa. So it's just a number of competition each and every day.
Who's your favorite guy to battle against on that side? When you see him across there, you're like, all right, let's go.
Khalil Benson, I would say, because they got him at tackle. And sometimes they put him at guard, and I like that because he's long, and it's kind of hard to go against a long guard, especially he's playing tackle for a reason because he got some type of feet. You feel me? So being at guards usually have slow feet, so it's just like, okay, here at guard, now you give me a little bit more of a challenge. I gotta get my bag a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When you were in the portal, we talked to Justin Mayers earlier in the offseason, and he spoke about how teams like negatively recruited against Colorado and like kind of deterred you guys to not commit to Colorado. Did you experience any of that? What was it like for you when you were in the portal making your decision?
It was more so of I would say subliminals, you know, like they would say it, but they would not say it. They'll say it without saying it, just throwing little hints and stuff like that. But I kind of like, I'm my own person. I think what I think. You feel me? So it's just like, okay, you can say that about this team, but I gotta go see what that's like for myself. You know, that's really how I took it. All of the negative stuff.
So now that you've kind of been there and seen it, what's it like compared when you see other people saying all these things about Colorado? You know, just going crazy about Coach Prime and this team.
I mean, they're not here on an everyday basis. You know, like. I sometimes I get to the school, I'm going to just say this, sometimes I get to the school, I'm like one of the first athletes there, and I see Coach Prime Chuck already there. I'm like, how long has he been here? Like, what? So just that alone just shows that he's dedicated to the players alone, first off. And it's just like, he's not here for no reason. He really invests in us and he really loves us. So it's just, that says enough for me. For any other university, especially the one I've been to, they'll probably get there after me, or they'll let the other coaches run the meeting, or whatever the case may be. But he always there and present, so that's one thing I can say about him.
What do you think? I kind of want to have maybe a wider conversation about the transfer portal, because obviously you utilized it. You feel great about where you are right now. There's also a part of me that thinks like maybe it's getting a little out of control. You've got guys transferring that have been places for just a couple weeks. Where do you stand on just the whole thing?
I feel like as a student athlete, if you just put your head down and just like you say, like that was on our shirts every day, just believe, you won't worry about all of those worries that come to your head. Won't be major, you feel what I'm saying? Like it'll be just like a stop sign. You stop and you go. You feel me? Like it'll just come and go. But because we're not perfect, sometimes we think negative thoughts and stuff like that. But you just gotta see past all of that, to be honest, and just keep your head down and work.
I think there's a lot. Like one of the things we were talking about yesterday is like it's got to be so hard for teams to build depth now because no one wants to be depth.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like, players see guys getting brought in at their position and they think, oh, that guy's being brought in to replace me. I got to go somewhere else. Like,
and the whole time it really don't even be that. It's just to build the position room. That's in my opinion. Like, if coach brought somebody in tomorrow that I know who's better than me, I'm gonna be excited because hopefully that person can help me build what I got to do and help me build my technique and stuff like that. So that's how I see competition.
Yeah, you have to see it that way, brother, because like whether it's the NFL or college football in this modern era, it is the coach's job twofold: one, to coach you up, and then two, to replace you with somebody better.
Exactly.
Everybody's job is on the line here. Winning is on the line here. This ain't no kumbaya. It's like, oh, we'll all be together. No, my job is to get you to be able to do your job.
Right.
And if I can't do that, find somebody who can.
Exactly.
And I think everybody in this organization, because Coach Prime, his assistant coaches are also up front with it. Like, when people transfer from here, I think what gets lost is none of the people who leave can say they didn't know. You knew where you were. You knew what was expected of you. You knew what you had missed out on. You knew what you needed to do to correct it. Like, so there's no communication gap. And so, like, as a transfer in, now you've been here this semester, and you got like 2 recruiting weekends coming up with transfers coming. Like, you'll be able to kind of articulate some of that stuff as like, no, this is how it is, bro.
Exactly, for sure. I mean, like, I mean, in order to be a leader, this is what I go off of. Like, just in order to be a leader, you got to be a follower. In my opinion, it's really a fact. It's really a fact. So like, in order to be a leader, you got to be a follower, and that just comes with if somebody's better than you, like you just said, like leaning on them. Like instead of getting mad and being negative about it, just be positive. Find any positive way to just learn from that person. Whether it's a kick, it could be somebody in a whole another position. Yeah. Whether it's a kicker, just how they carry themselves.
Like this is not to take anything away from strength and conditioning staff, Coach Prime himself. But do you guys realize how many people on the team, not just D-line, how many people got stronger because we brought in a strong guy? Now they got something to chase.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and he wants somebody stronger than him to come. So he'll have somebody to chase.
Facts. Yeah. And that's one thing I can say about the university I'm coming from in Houston. Is just like those boys. It was I'm pretty sure it was the 2021 class. Yeah, when we went 12-2, those boys on that team, it didn't matter what position you played. Everybody was competing with each other. Yeah, it was just like, okay, you could do that. I'm gonna try to do that better than you, and you try to do this better than me, because I know I'm better than you at this. So, and that's like all my lifting partners and stuff like that. They all pushed me, and I pushed them, and it was just back and forth every day. Like even the little stuff, like I bet you I'll be in the weight room before you today, and stuff like that. I bet you I'll be in the meeting room before you today. Yeah, and I feel like that stuff like that just helps, because if you just keep your head down and do stuff like that and the little things, all that's gonna build up into when it's time to play football, in my opinion. So
what you're talking about kind of reminds me of like they used to say it was like physically impossible to do a double backflip on a motorbike.
Yeah.
And then someone did it.
Yeah.
And then everyone started doing it.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a similar story about like no one had ever run a 4-minute mile. And it was just deemed to be impossible. Then one guy did it, and like 3 people did it within like a month.
Yeah.
It's like
it was something like 150 years before it was done, and then after it was done, it took like a month for it to be done again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now people knew it could be done.
And I think that's what kind of the same thing. It's like, you know, you see Block out there just absolutely moving it around, and you're like, all right, if he can do it, I can do it too, or I can get, you know, another plate on there or whatever it may be.
I get another plate at the cafeteria.
He does.
Oh, and let me tell you why he dapped me up, because he does too. Like, man, dude plate look like a pyramid. It's just keep going up. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, he loves Chef Solomon too, man. Don't get it twisted. My plate will be like this, nice little round mound. She plate go up and just till you can't put a cherry on top of it.
After practice or after the lift, you're gonna see me get about two plates. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, heavy plates.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friends over at Common Spirit Health. Athletes, weekend warriors, anyone who loves to move. If you've been experiencing any sports injury or chronic pain, the Common Spirit Mountain region is home to an incredible sports medicine program, including their new sports center, Common Spirit Health, in Parker. It's just not, random Joes just trying to help you out. No, this is your community, man. They are from your community, and they're just trying to, do what we all want to do. See our community be better. See everyone be healthier. Don't let these things fall through the cracks this holiday season. We all know that a lot of things take priority this time of year. Don't let your health be one of those things that you neglect. Again, it's not just about fixing what's broken. It's about preventative care, performance enhancement, and getting you back to peak conditions safely and quickly. Don't let an injury keep you on the bench, or even better, get proactive about your health. For more information, visit mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the mighty, mighty Denver Broncos.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Taco Bell, man. Y'all had to have heard the exciting news by now that the quesarito, the iconic quesarito, is finally back.
Let's go.
For a limited time. You already know what that means, man. Nikola Jokic, when he was drafted, what was on the TV screen? It was a quesarito Taco Bell commercial. And although Nikola Jokic, the Joker, has yet to try a quesarito, we're trying to get him to try it, man. Let's get all the fans on board to encourage the Joker to end his drought and try this iconic product, and everyone else can all get in on the quesaritos at Taco Bell restaurants. Y'all already know about our Buffs box. It has sold out, but your local Colorado Taco Bells, they want to hear from you, the fans about which student athletes you would like to see featured on the Collector Cups for the 2026 football season. Put your comments in the chat. Let us know who you think deserves to be featured next year. Shout out to Taco Bell and Liv Moss.
My guy, Scotty McKnight. What's going on, Scotty?
How we doing? Thanks for having me on. That was a fun one to wake up to on Monday. I had like 10 texts, and they're like, showing me the screenshot of it. I'm like, I like that I didn't know that I held this record, because it made it way easier to realize, now I'm 5th place in that category.
Of course, Scotty went for like 106 yards against CSU. That was the previous record. And then Dylan, Zay, Jimmy, and Travis all eclipsed that the other day. But if you don't know who Scotty McKnight is, that is not the best record next to his name. He left the school all-time leader in receptions, all-time leader in receiving touchdowns, and also just the 6th player in NCAA history to have a catch in every single game of his career without missing a single game to injury.
That's an amazing
49 straight games with a catch through his career.
It was quite the ride. I'll say that. I mean, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm so excited about this team. Obviously, anyone that's come through Colorado, there's a certain amount of emotional connection to the city of Boulder, to the fan base, to the program, and you want to see them succeed. So to see it on a national stage with someone like Coach Sanders and just what they were able to do as a team, that mindset, how disciplined they were, couldn't be more excited as a Buff fan,
Scotty, we've got Nebraska coming up this week. A lot of talk about hate week. Coach Prime said it's personal, and I want to ask you, how is this rivalry personal to you?
It's pretty interesting because I've seen some of the stuff that Coach has put out, and much like probably a lot of guys on the team, like you don't understand how personal it is until you're kind of in the mix. And for me, it took some of the past, CU Buff legends to kind of educate me, being from California, on what the rivalry, what it really meant, taking me through like the Big Eight. And it was Coach Hagan and Alfred Williams and Matt Russell, and those guys would come back and talk to the team. And you started to realize just how deep-rooted and historical this rivalry was. My first personal test was in 2007, and being from Southern California, it was my first time playing in the snow. So I'm like, how thick can we get these sleeves? Like, can we get them? But it ended up being like a shootout. I think we won like 65-51.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, Boulder was like just electric. So I saw that side of it from seeing the success in the rivalry and how that felt. And then the following, and this was like a pretty loaded Nebraska team. They had Ndamukong Suh, especially loaded on the defensive side of the football. They had Prince Amakamura, who we had a ton of battles with, me and him, who I loved to death. But there was also respect amongst the players and like respecting the rivalry. So the following year in 2008, we traveled up to Lincoln, and this is no slight on Lincoln, but it's not where I'd choose to spend my Thanksgiving if I could. And
that is a slight on Lincoln, and we like that.
Yeah. I think we lost on like a 59-yard field goal with, and it made us not bowl eligible that year. And that stadium was really, really electric. When you walk out of the tunnel, their fans are like right on top of you. I remember one of our guys, I think it was Cody Crawford or something, like he got grabbed and pulled from one of the fans. Like it was the fan involvement, and you'll see it too. Like they'll show up in Boulder this weekend. Like Nebraska fans get very heated. Obviously, as a Colorado guy, like I think we have the best fans in the country. So I think that adds an element to it. It's the history behind it, kind of those back and forth moments, and then just like the fans that are going to be hyped up to see the game. So I'm super excited to see this era, this team, kind of put their stamp on the rivalry game.
You mentioned it a little bit, but I call that game from your freshman year the other score. because obviously 62-36 is the one that stands out to everyone. But like in my lifetime, the other most iconic game is 65-51, and I was looking back on it, and like that was one of the craziest football games I've ever seen. I think you guys were down 35-24 at the half, and then scored 35 straight points after that. And it was like a blowout. They scored a garbage time touchdown to even make it 65-51, but 35 straight. Jimmy Smith had a pick six. You had a touchdown in that game. You and Cody were both freshmen. That was a crazy football game.
It really was, and we knew they were, like I said, especially on defense that year. We just knew they had a lot of really, really talented players. And hats off to, I believe it was Mark Helfrich was our offensive coordinator at the time, but he implemented like an entirely new element to our offense prior to that game. So we had like a fly sweep receiver that basically created a different option that their defense had to look at. That's implemented in a lot of offenses now, but it was pretty unique at the time. So it was pretty much like we shifted our game plan to spread them out a lot more. And it opened up things for Hugh, who went off today. A lot of the receivers got involved. Like Patrick Williams had some big catches. Dusty Sprague had a huge catch on, I believe, was it a trick play? Like a reverse pass?
Yes, something like that. I remember what you're talking about. He also he scored on a reverse.
Yeah. I saw Dusty this spring at the spring game. So I think like the way that we were able to kind of offensively execute against such a strong defense, and then Jimmy is like, Jimmy was one of my favorite people, and to this day still is. He's hilarious, and from the time he stepped foot on campus, he was like, I'm going to be a first-round pick. Like, no question. Even when he wasn't really a starter his freshman year, I'm going to be a first-round pick. And then by that game, for him to make a play that was so substantial, return it for a touchdown, then I think it was Lionel Harris had a pick the next drive. It was like, okay, we're firing all on the same right cylinder at this point. In the biggest game on Thanksgiving on national TV against our rival. So that's like why you play the sport, with your brothers.
And that one was both teams came in 5-7, so only one was going to be bowl eligible. Like you said, Jimmy had the pick six. Very next offensive play, interception. Hugh scores a couple plays later. Very next offensive possession, 3-and-out, blocked punt. Hugh scores it was just like the wave was insane. That was a good one.
Yeah, I was a fan of that one. That was a celebrate in Boulder kind of night.
Scotty, there's a lot of new players, a lot of new coaches on this team. If you could speak to them, what is something you'd like them to know about this rivalry before they play the game?
I would just kind of piggyback on what Coach is saying, and really, like, I can't say how much I respect Coach Sanders and really the mindset that he's instilling in this players, and it's palpable, and you can see it in how they play the game. And it's his entire staff as well. I thought Sean Lewis did a phenomenal job. The fact that they have so many new guys on this team and a new coaching staff, and they were able to be that disciplined and that efficient across the board, it speaks volumes to the way that they're being coached and mentored. And you can tell Coach really does care about the players. Like, he's a player's coach across the board. And he gets guys to believe. So in a situation like this, where it's a rivalry game, all of these guys have experienced rivalry games in the past, right? And there's always an introduction to them in some capacity. I think the portal makes it interesting, like the current landscape, because there is a lot of moving around. So you're not at the same school as much as you would be in the past. But you've experienced them growing up with the team down the street. You've experienced them in high school. So this one's just heightened because of the history. So I think, I don't have any advice for the team beyond keep doing what you're doing. And it's really about, I'd say, the people outside of it that have been there before you, that it means a lot to us. This game means a lot to us because we have lived through those moments that you're about to experience. And it does feel good when you get a W against it does feel good.
one of the people that I was actually hoping to have on this week, he's not in town right now, but he's still involved with the program, and you had a lot of experience with him, is Brian Cabral. And you were part of the team when he was the interim head coach. And I don't think I've ever seen any coach like lean into this rivalry and the hate of Nebraska as much as he did during that week. Curious just like what he was saying to you guys that week and just how he like kind of influenced you in terms of hating Nebraska.
Yeah, it's Coach Cabral, between he and Coach Hagan, I think on the staff that I was a part of, they really did always kind of educate on the history. And when Coach Cabral took over and was our interim head coach at that time, he gave it to us, and he had former players come in, and it was constant throughout that week of just, having us really understand kind of the disrespect that's existed throughout the years. And because he'd been with the program for so long, like he could speak to personal examples. So I think one of the things that makes college football so special is you come in with a pretty young, dynamic group of people, and you work tirelessly together, and in pretty extreme situations. Whether it's waking up at 4:45 to go do your mat workouts at 5 a.m., like it's pretty much collective suffering, and you're playing banged up. So that brings you really close. So when you have that strong kind of unit and you feel like someone else is disrespecting that unit, then it's time to go. So I think that's what Coach Cabral did, is like, you guys are a family. These people, they're coming, they're not knocking on your door. Like, they're trying to kick your door down. So what are you going to do? And that causes a fight mentality of like, all right, let's roll.
Scotty, I mean, you watched Colorado last weekend. How do you see this matchup kind of working out on Saturday? Obviously, 2 new coaches, a lot of new players. What do you think this game ends up being?
Yeah, I think obviously Coach Rule's had a ton of success, in different. Obviously, Baylor had a lot of success there. Carolina, look, that's a tough position to go to. I think he's a tremendous coach. He's got a great staff. He got some great players in there as well. For me personally, I have a hard time, and I'm incredibly biased. But from a head coach standpoint, with Coach and what he's doing, I'm bought in to him. So I know he's going to have these guys ready, and it's really just as stupid as this sounds, it's taking each play one at a time and being as efficient as they were against TCU. If you're not hurting yourself, if you're disciplined, if you don't have penalties, if you're taking advantage of mismatches, like I saw multiple times against TCU where they outnumbered TCU in terms of scheme, and they'd get, Dylan in the flat or whatever it would be when he scored. They just did a good job of moving people around, and that takes discipline to understand shifts, motions, creating those mismatches. And it's more difficult too in a hostile environment, right? Now, I do think Colorado, when I've been there, the fans understand when to chill when you're on offense, or when to be loud on defense. But in that back pocket of the Dow Ward end zone, that's the away section. That's where Nebraska's kind of strong footprint is going to be. So it's okay, how do we really stay focused on what we're trying to accomplish each play from an execution standpoint and take advantage of mismatches? And I think Shedeur, he shut a lot of people up.
Yeah, he did.
And I love that. Because he was so good, and you could tell him going through his progressions, going through his reads, command of the offense, making every throw. He really drives that ship, and it's cool to see him and his dad driving that ship. So I think his play is going to be critical. But if it's anything like last week and what we've seen, there's no stage too big for him. I think that runs in the bloodline, and then there's an outlier named Travis Hunter. He is more than advertised, I'd say. his ability to take that volume of snaps and be, a critical game breaker on each side of the football, shutting people down, locking people down, allowing them to give certain looks on defense. It's like when we were in New York, like we had Revis and Cromartie. We were able to do a lot of things defensively because we could put those guys on islands. So I think having a lockdown corner like him and then having him turn around and be a mismatch as an offensive weapon as well is like a cheat code. So taking advantage of that and spreading the ball out, like they did a really good job of creating mismatches and getting the ball to different guys, as obviously indicated by 4 guys breaking my debut record.
I have to laugh, Scotty, because I was talking to Curtis Snyder yesterday about you, and he said he's the only non-quarterback that I've ever made do media like he was a quarterback. And your best friend's a quarterback, and you've done media, and you're giving us like very quarterback. You're giving us very quarterback answers. You're like, no disrespect to Nebraska, all due respect to Coach Rule. You're a quarterback in a wide receiver's body.
Yeah, I mean, I think off the field, I've always kind of operated in that capacity. On the field, I was a completely different person. And I was able to make that separation, which I think any of my past teammates would speak to. Like once I stepped on the field, like it was business, and I was ready to fight for, from the time the bell started till the game ended. Like I was fighting every single play, and it was about respect. And it's probably because I felt slighted and I played with a chip on my shoulder because I was undersized and like people doubted me. So I was always out to prove like, okay, like keep doubting me. Yep. And I'll see you in the end zone. And I showed Nebraska that quite a few times in the end zone.
Let's go. Last one for me. Do you have a favorite wide receiver on this team? I know it's early, but just in terms of the guys you were watching, was there anyone that you were like, man, I love the way that guy plays?
Well, a lot of times when I was playing, I looked at guys with certain skills that I didn't have, and I was envious of them. So I'm like, man, you run so easily. It's really hard for me to run fast. But you like naturally you're fast. So guys like Travis, like I look at Travis and I'm like, that guy's the total package in terms of his athleticism and really being a polished receiver. Like he's not just an athlete out there. He's very nuanced. I think the guy who stood out the most from a receiver standpoint is Joey. Like Jimmy. Jimmy. He seemed just like, he's so fluid and and fast, and he possesses all those skills. So I think they're really dynamic in that they have a bunch of playmakers on that side of the football that are versatile. Like they're not limited where I probably lived in certain areas of like, okay, go find a spot, get open, catch the ball, try and get like as many yards as possible and don't die. These guys are like, catch the rock, make you miss, take it 80 to the crib. Yep. That's really exciting to watch. So it's exciting to watch the group, but I'd say, I like watching all of them. I'd say Shedeur is the funnest one for me to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, he's different, man.
Yeah, and I remember seeing his stuff when he was in high school and being a fan of him, like thinking he was one of the better recruits in the country. And then you don't quite know, right? Like that transition from high school to college. And I watched some of the stuff when he was at Jackson State. And when I saw him live at the spring game, that's when I was like, this dude is the real deal. And I get that like it wasn't live and they weren't hitting and all that stuff, but some of the throws he was making and how he's dictating the defense with his eyes and coming off, like it was NFL level, going through his progressions and then delivering, top throws, 50 yards downfield with the correct arc, like all of those things. I was like, this, you can't make that up. Like that's real. So he's probably the guy that I'm most excited to watch. So from a receiver, you asked me a receiver question, but I'm answering about a quarterback.
Scotty, you described, how you were a different guy kind of off the field, and then when game day came, and we talk a lot about dogs on this show and dogs on this team. So I want to ask you, what does it mean to be a dog while wearing that black and gold?
Yeah. I think it's an attitude that you carry, that it is personal for you. Each play is personal, whether that's finishing a block. Like you're not just out there trying to, make plays or whatever. Like you actually want the other team to feel it. And for me, my fiance hates that I say this, but like for me, when I would go into any type of game or competition, like I didn't want to just win. I wanted the other person, I wanted to take their soul out of them. I wanted them to want to quit the game and potentially never want to play football again. Like that's how I approached competition. And I think if you have people that have that mindset that are like, nah, I don't just want to win. Like I want to take your love and joy away for the sport because I'm here like all day. Like that's kind of what I would think is a dog.
That's a beautiful way to wrap up.
Man.
I love that. That fires me up, man. Scotty, appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Scotty.
Go Buffs.
And shout out to Monarch, helping everyone keep their money in check this holiday season. It's built for people with busy lives. And man, I don't know who isn't busy right now this time of year with all the gift buying, traveling, everything we do for the holidays. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks with our friends over at Monarch. It was named the best budgeting app of 2025 by the Wall Street Journal and was also named Forbes' best app for couples. As we all know, the number one reason relationships fall apart is money. Don't let that happen to you. Download Monarch. It's a super cool and easy to read platform. It just shows everything where all your money's coming in from, investments, accounts, credit cards, just helping you keep track of things and maybe also showing you where you could save a little bit. We all know those pesky subscription plans also fall through the cracks, but don't let financial opportunities slip through this holiday season. Use code DNVR at monarch.com. Toyota, shout out Toyota, the legends back in DNVR, backing everyone on the road as well. You talk about versatility, reliability, dependability, just getting from point A to point B the quickest, safest way possible. Toyota has you covered. As you know, trucks have been a part of Toyota's DNA for generations. They built durable legends destined for greatness, perfect for Colorado. They got 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, including the epic 4Runner. They also have 16 different hybrid vehicles, and if you want, a little bit of both, a hybrid car plus something that can take you up in the mountains and conquer the terrain, check out the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck and their 16 different hybrid vehicles. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and is the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
I mean, do you love chicken?
Love it.
Of course.
Do you love athletic endeavors?
Definitely.
Such as pickleball?
Absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
Do you love beer?
Hell yeah.
Do you love friends?
Of course.
Do you love family?
Hell yeah.
Do you love good times?
Oh, keep going.
Well, then you're probably going to want to come to Chicken and Pickle on December 27th for the DNVR Beer Olympics in Thornton. And it's free to join. And not only that, you're kind of getting paid to join because every RSVP is going to come with 2 free drink tickets from our friends over at Chicken and Pickle. I just don't know what could be stopping you from this. Like, bring the whole family down. You got family in town. You guys, you're going to eat a bunch on Christmas Eve and Christmas. You're probably going to want to get out and stretch your legs. Get out to Chicken and Pickle on December 27th in Thornton for the perfect way to wrap up 2025, have a good old time, and join us at the DNVR Beer Olympics. Shout out to our friends over at Chicken and Pickle.
We bring in Nikai Hill-Green, one of the newest Buffs to commit to Colorado, former Charlotte and Michigan linebacker. Real quick, we're presented by Illegal Pete's, everyone's go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. What is up, Nikai?
What is up, y'all, man? I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I got to start here, Jake.
Okay.
Because 2 things. One, it's difficult to sometimes get players on.
Yes.
It's much less difficult at CU. These guys are amazing. 2, sometimes it's hard to get them to show up on time.
Yeah.
And 3, it's incredibly hard to get players to share the link from their own accounts. Nikai goes 3 for 3.
Yep.
Got to give a shout out. Thank you, man.
Yep, I appreciate it.
All right, Nikai. Well, we know you visited the weekend before the spring game, and you made your decision on the Saturday of the spring game. Can you just take us back to that visit? What was it like going to Boulder and just seeing what it's all about?
Yeah, the visit, it was surreal. The people there are fantastic. That's what stuck out the most. And, just a lot of NFL experience and a lot of people who are eager to win, and they all want to win now. And I kind of have those same aspirations, so it's a match made in heaven.
I think that everyone's path in today's age of college football is so interesting, and sometimes stones get thrown about guys who transfer, and people make assumptions about why guys are transferring and this, that, and the other. And I always say every guy's story is different. So I'd love to kind of hear your journey going back to when you went to Michigan all the way up till now.
Absolutely. I went to St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland. I played for Coach Biff Poggi there. I went on to play for Michigan. I early enrolled in 2020, and I played for Coach Jim Harbaugh there for 3 years. And my high school coach, Coach Biff Poggi, he was the associate head coach all 3 years when I was there. And last spring, he got the head coaching job at Charlotte. And I stayed at Michigan for the spring, and I wanted to stick it out. But, playing for your head coach, that's something that a lot of people can only do once. But I got to do it 3 times. So I went to Charlotte to play for him. He built the defense around me. I met a lot of great alumni, made a lot of great connections at Charlotte. And now I'm going to be a Buff.
Like you said, you played for the same coach for a really long time now. Was it difficult to make that decision to leave and come join Coach Prime, and kind of what pushed that over the edge for you?
What pushed it over the edge for me is that I think that I'm one of the best linebackers in the country, and I just need the platform to show it. So Coach Prime, with the NFL experience on the staff, with bringing in Coach Livingston, he coached in the NFL for 12 years, and he knows what an NFL linebacker looks like. And I really think that I could put it all on display here at Colorado.
Love it, man. I saw you spoke to our guy, Scott Procter, and he had a quote that he put out on Twitter that stood out to him. You said, a lot of people look at the record and write off a team. You mentioned being a freshman at Michigan, that COVID year, it was a tough year. You guys went 2-4. I'm just curious, you saw what a championship program looks like. Do you see that at Colorado?
Absolutely. Colorado has the pieces. They have the coaching staff. Coach Prime, he has the vision. And all we need is some player leadership. And these next couple months leading up to the season, this is our preparation. It's just a 1-0 mentality every day. That's the mindset we're going into it with. And we're not going to look past anything. We're not going to look past any workout, any practice, any game. We're just going to take it one day at a time with a 1-0 mentality.
I want to go back to something you just said a second ago about how you just wanted the platform to be able to show that you are one of the best linebackers in the country. And I think that's a very unique thing about what's going on at Colorado right now. If you play for Colorado, you're going to have all eyes in the world. And I think it takes a certain type of player to go in and really know and I want all eyes on me. I want the world to see me. And I'm curious if just in meeting some of the guys that you're going to be playing with at CU, you kind of got that feeling of everyone here is, that guy who wants the spotlight, wants the ball in their hands or the play call in their hands late in the end of the game, to truly be that guy.
Yeah, all the guys that I met and all the guys who came to Colorado, they made a decision to accept the challenge, and that's what I'm doing. I'm accepting the challenge to prove to everyone in the building that I belong, and to prove to all the coaches, and really just put Colorado on the map where it's supposed to be. We got the players, we got the coaches, but as we know, the best players and the best teams don't always win. You know what I mean? And it becomes a special thing when it all comes together and the players and the coaches are all on the same page.
I love that, man. Just going back to last year when you were at Charlotte, what did you think of CU, especially in September, when they're ripping off wins, kind of surprising everyone? Just what do you remember from that time? What do you remember thinking?
I go to sleep pretty early, so I wasn't up for a lot of the games, but just watching some highlights and Obviously, they've been recruiting me, so I watched every game. It was a lot of dogfights. It was a lot of close games. You know, some situations they could have been cleaner, and they could have made it a lot easier for themselves last year. But I feel like this year, a lot of those things are going to be cleaned up. The players, the additions they brought in, I think we can really win, and I think we can win now. And we just got to work and keep our heads down and don't listen to any outside noise, like positive, negative. Just worry about winning. Like, winning has to be our only focus.
Love it, man.
Nikai, you were a captain at Charlotte. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm curious if that's something that you kind of pride yourself upon, and why you believe that honor was bestowed upon you.
Just because of what I do day in and day out. You know, there's no work that's beneath me. You know, I'm the first guy in, the last guy out. And I just, you know, this is not work to me. You know what I mean? Football is something that we're blessed to be able to do, and I just want to take it as high as I can take it. I want this brand to be as high as it can be, and yeah, I just want to exhaust all options and be the best player I can be, and make the team as good as it can be.
You can lift that other brand up too if they want to back up the NIL money.
Nikai, what was it like just having those conversations with you know, Coach Hart, Coach Prime, this coaching staff on your visit? What was the vibe you got from them?
It was a vibe of urgency. I felt the urgency, and I felt the enthusiasm and how much they believe in Coach Prime's vision, how much they want to win, and really just showing me that I'm a piece in a puzzle, and that I have the tools necessary to make this defense great and make this team great overall. So I'm really looking forward to getting to Boulder and being around the guys and you know, just getting to work together, you know, going out to eat, just really get to know guys real personally so that I can help the chemistry on the field.
I would be remiss if we left this conversation without just learning a little more about you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, what kind of things do you like to do outside of football? You know, what are some of your interests, some of the things you like?
I would say I'm an outdoorsman. You know, I love to do everything outdoors. You know, Boulder's beautiful, so I'll probably be sitting somewhere where I can see the mountains. And really, I'm a chill guy. Outside of football, I just like to, you know, make content, make videos. I like to tell people about myself and my upbringing and give advice. I like fashion, you know, I like shopping. I would say I'm more of a window shopper because I'm a cheap guy, but I do like fashion, and I like to see the latest trends on that. But yeah, I would say pretty much making content and fashion.
You're coming to the perfect place, man.
That sounds like a good fit.
Just, you know, your game. What NFL players do you like to watch? Who do you like to model your game after? Who do you try to emulate?
So number one is Luke Kuechly. You know, I was in Charlotte last year, and I got to, you know, sit in a box and talk and pick his brain at a Panthers game. And, you know, that's my favorite player. And just because of his approach, he was always IQ first. You know, he always thought the game before playing it. You know, he played it like a chess game. I would say that's a lot like me. Just high energy guys. I would say Ray Lewis and Patrick Willis, just because of the energy they brought to the defense. Like, I want to make plays, but I also want my plays to be so impactful to the point where other defenders on the team look at me like, I need to make a play. Like, he's just bringing so much energy to the team, and that's what I bring. You know, I feel like I'm an obnoxious communicator when it comes to getting the plays out and calling the defense. So I could be that guy that wears the mic in my helmet this fall. And I would also say Bobby Wagner, just because I'm pretty consistent and I'm always in the right place in the defensive scheme. So, you know, I'm just a piece in that puzzle, and I'll do whatever it takes to help the team win.
I love what you said about Luke Kuechly thinking the game first. And it's so funny that you bring that up, because we were having a conversation with your position coach just the other night, Coach Hart, and we were talking so long about thinking the game and understanding the game and preparing for the game. I'm curious if there was a point in your career when that clicked for you and you're like, oh man, this is so much easier when you can line up and have a pretty good idea of what to expect from the other team?
I would say probably the end of my sophomore year at Michigan, we played against Georgia in the Orange Bowl. And I remember there was a certain indicator that told me what play it was going to be. And I read my keys and I trusted it. And I was able to cover the back out of the backfield. But it was a very specific play. They only ran it a couple times throughout the season. And it was in the red zone. And you can't give up points in the red zone. And I ended up covering the route and they had to kick a field goal. But in that moment, it really hit me that, like, the film study and knowing what plays are coming that pays off more than guessing or just worrying about using your athleticism. But yeah, that's when it clicked. My sophomore year in the Orange Bowl against Georgia.
I love that. I love that story. You don't have to give away any state secrets here, but what does a week of preparation for you look like when it comes to watching film?
I start probably. We play Saturday. I'll start on Sunday. I'll look at myself first because obviously you got to know your strengths and weaknesses first, and then I'll go to the team, how they played last Saturday, where they may try to attack us, what worked and what didn't work, and just some advice that I got from like Luke Kuechly is like, see what the coordinator's like. If he likes pizza, he's going to eat pizza. You know what I mean? We're going to see this play eventually because these offensive coordinators and offensive guys, they think they're really smart, but they've been running the same stuff for years. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I love that, man. You ever been to Colorado before besides your visit?
No, sir.
Well, we're hyped to have you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. This was amazing, bro. We can't wait to see what you do, and we know you're going to do big things out here in Boulder, bro.
I appreciate it. Looking forward to it. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs, man.
We'll
talk soon, brother.
Can't wait to have you here and bring you in the studio, too.
Yep.
Likewise. Let's do it.
Alrighty, man. Take care, Nikai. That's Nikai Hill-Green, former Charlotte, Michigan linebacker, now one of the newest Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.